Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Kentman. Albert, one of the good guys, has stepped down. And if you ask two guys here who the best is as far as working with, taking an interest, really caring about his athletes, student athletes, it'd be an easy call for us.
Yeah, nobody close. And we can only go by our show. But the guy that took the time to email, call, text, whatever he wanted to do to help his kids was Greg Cooper, Canfield's athletic director, who's retired, stepping down after a great career as a wrestler. He was a state wrestling champ at Boardman, two-time NCAA qualifying cadet, and from the Naval Academy. We know the discipline and the importance of taking your life seriously, George, when you're in the Naval Academy. He just thought authority was important, and he thought it was more important to take care of the people he was in charge of instead of himself.
Hey, what did he say? You can't put a timer on it. This guy would go that extra mile. We always knew something good happened at Canfield. There for a while, we were feeling a little funny because so much of our high school stuff was Canfield, but the reason was he cared enough and took his time to apprise us of what was going on.
Yeah, he and the McDonald ADs have had a couple, are the ones we really reach out and clap for, that really took the time to make our show exciting, make the kids know. We would take our camera down.
Great, we had a couple shows
right at Canfield.
And we do that in PA. It's a shame a few of these people weren't more interested because we loved it.
Oh yeah, no question about it. Yeah, if you really care, we'd love to come to your school. We just talked to Greg, our producer, who's the very best of all. He's into it. He said, I don't get enough emails from people who really care. He said, I know a lot of people watch the show. Mm-hmm. But more importantly than just the fans, we're not talking about the fans. We're talking about athletic directors who would love to hear about your kids who have done great things at your schools, and we would love to give them the publicity. They'd love to be on camera. Kids would eat that up. Please do that.
And how about the liver disease?
Yes.
Coach stepping up, giving 65% of his.
Yeah, Dave Crawford, you got to give him his due.
Dave, God bless you.
And I think it works that way. I truly believe that there's some karma in this world. That I think probably Coach Cooper and Greg or Coach, whatever you call him.
He's a giver.
Yes, he's always giving. And somebody said, listen, he's given so much to the school, I'm going to give back. And he's been AD since 2006. Looks like Mike Cochran's going to take over. So good luck to Mike. All you do is follow in his footsteps. Stay on that route. Stay on that great road to caring about the kids.
And from our time over there, we deal with some success-driven athletes in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. We have N.A., Pine Richland.
Right.
These are
same idea.
Same thing. Canfield. These kids knew, what are you going to be? This. Where are you going? This. I want to do so. And these kids were driven. They're dedicated, and they step up.
I like the word driven there, that they had a passion for what they did, whatever it was. And most times they started with education, and then it went to sports. They really get it, and we are reaching out to say congratulations for a job well done, Greg Cooper. Also a job well done, the Poland Canfield Junior Little League softball team defeated Ironton. Listen to these scores, George. 20-1 and 22-1 to win the Little League Junior Softball State Championship. That's truly a state champ.
I see Poland Canfield in softball, and I think, look out. Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, either one of them's pretty good. Now you got them both together.
That is the truth.
Somebody's going to get a beat down. This might not be the last beat down.
We'll be taught about, if we're still living, about 7 years from now, we'll be saying, and in softball, Poland and Canfield did this. Yeah, no question. We have also a retiree, Frank Sacheri from Austintown Fitch, tennis head coach. Congratulations. Inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame in Columbus, Ohio. Third Mahoney Valley guy to do it, Canfield's Larry Davis, and Cheney's Jack Wendell also went into that hall, George. Anytime you go in any Hall of Fame, that means people notice you, and you've done a great job. Yes.
Too, once again, the sport of tennis. When you were younger, you played some football or baseball, but if you were smart, you get into the tennis and golf because they were lifetime. You could still play them. I had it when I first learned to play tennis. The guy that ran the courts where I went was in his 80s, and he was still playing doubles. Now he'd play that, but awesome? Don't get me wrong. He had that lefty shot in that back corner. It was like he threw it over there.
Hit it asleep.
But the point was, here he was at 80 years old using that fitness because it was a life sport.
Yeah, what a great lead-in that is for George to say to you fans watching. You don't have to be on that couch when you're 17, 18.
No.
You don't have to be good at it. Take it up. You'll take some lessons later on, get better, and all of a sudden you're 60 like us, and you're doing something that keeps you in shape.
Yeah, because the football's not happening.
No.
No, the football's not happening. The basketball's probably not happening because at some point that old knee and something's giving out. My buddy's still playing. I know, that the young guys are just down there just rolling their eyes. They get that old man off the floor.
I had two of my friends who still play. One of Achilles went.
Yeah.
The other one sprained his ankle. Was out.
Well, we went to do the radio show or the podcast the other day, and Don said he stepped in for a few minutes. Mistake of his life. Like he was aching all over.
Yes.
You just can't do it.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. So that's why tennis and golf are good sports to take up.
All right, let's talk the big boys now. We're at the All-Star break. The only trouble about the All-Star break, people equate it with halfway, and it's actually about 10 games past.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about it for two reasons. Because both of our teams, what they call it, en fuego, they are on fire. The Indians, let's start with them first. They're like 21-7.
Amazing.
You made some point the other day in the radio. Played this. Doesn't matter. They don't say who'd you beat. They say, what's your record, Tito?
And they got that coming up again. So in the way they're playing, I was really impressed going to Cincinnati and winning 2.
Oh, dominating.
I really like that. And they really are, their young players are playing well. I would think that if I named the team that's going to pick a big timer up in the free agents or the trades or whatever you want to call it, I think it's going to be Cleveland.
Let's talk about Cleveland a little bit because we've said from day one here, watch them if they get in because they have the arms.
Yeah, now that Clevenger came back and he pitched a great game, you're already starting with Bauer, who's been dominating. You have Kluber hopefully coming back, and then you throw Clevenger out there.
Carrasco says he's
He wants to
being
come back,
treated and he wants to come back. And a lot of times young guys like that, they're pretty resilient.
Let's hope that his health comes first.
Yeah, prayers to him with that leukemia.
He doesn't hurry back.
No.
Take care of that first. Baseball will be around the corner for you. Yeah, there's no question. But the Indians, when you have Lindor as your leader, what a great player he is. That shortstop position has really become a load position in baseball.
Yes.
He's one of them. And now Ramirez is starting to hit the ball a little bit. Kipnis is starting to hit the ball. And Santana, who's in the home run derby, has had a really good year.
Can he win that, huh?
He's a homer. I'm Homer soon.
If they get him juiced up, the crowd will juice
Yes.
him. You know what I thought the other day? We'll talk about that. I don't think the Brewers wanted Yelich in that game, in that derby.
Oh, really?
Because he's playing in the All-Star game. So however hurt he was, it was a one-day thing.
Yes.
With that bat.
Sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah, I hate to say it.
Sounds right.
I just think getting in there and swinging for the fence, and I know they all swing for the fence,
right?
But it's not going 70 miles an hour.
And they're worried. They're worried about it. Maybe he's got a little nick, and you put your best player out there, and he sprains something. You'd be out of your mind.
He grabs his
yes.
lat. What's
they
the
do
swing
for
now?
Because they do swing for the
fences.
fences.
They're swinging. No, they're coming out. They come out of their shoes as it is.
Yes.
Let alone when it's who hits. Hey, and for Josh Bell, $1 million. He only makes $500,000.
Yeah, that's the one. Because everybody else goes in. It's a nice payday for him.
Yeah.
For him, it's the biggest payday of the year.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. As you said with Cleveland, real quick on that league, Jesus. I'm watching the other day. Detroit's playing. You know how they put the lineup and then they put the average. They shouldn't do that with Detroit.
It's embarrassing.
Two guys, 250. At least the White Sox have a couple hitters.
No, White Sox have a good year.
Around 500.
They have a good year. White Sox have a good year.
But Detroit, Albert, they've lost something like every home game but one of the last 17. Yeah. Home game.
I know. They're a non-existent team. Detroit and Kansas City are two non-existent teams.
Well, how about yesterday? I said to him, I don't know, I'm a little worried. He said, no, he said, that reliever pitched. They only got one.
Yeah, they don't have any bullpen at all. And in today's world, if you don't have a bullpen, you have nothing. So those are two teams that Cleveland's going to play a lot of games. I think 14 of the next 21 include the Orioles, who are really bad. They might lose 120 games.
I'm with that dude with the Orioles. The dude at 7-4. He should go right away to
that
the
is
Hall
awesome. That is awesome.
Or whatever. He should go right away to the Hall of Fame. Like, do not pass. How can you pitch for the Orioles and have a winning record?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And Miami has one good one, too. But they're playing much better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Miami's winning some games.
Yeah, they're playing much better.
Baltimore doesn't win ever. That's the truth, yeah.
Let's talk about the Pirates, because we like them. We have them at the Rivers. We really like them. They're riding hot.
Were they?
Bella's ridiculous. The other night, I thought the home run was a replay. He did it so, like he just walked up there, and I looked over, and there he goes. I thought, well, that's the last time. The guy is on fire. Why you'd ever pitch to him, I have no idea. But they do. And the thing about it is, they have other guys hitting the ball. And not one or two.
Yeah, right now they're really hitting. But you mentioned Bell. He's having his once in a lifetime. I'm talking about life generation.
Yeah.
He got a chance to break Babe Ruth's record for total bases in a year. You know, that's been held for 100 years. So you're talking about a guy that is not having just a good year, a phenomenal year. And then you got guys who are really hitting the ball with him. They've led the league in average.
How about
run
Reynolds?
scored.
He came up and we think, well, let's wait and see. My buddy, well, it's early. Well, it's getting to the point where they're getting toward 100 games.
Yeah, and I was worried about it. He went 3 for his last 22, three week singles, and all. And then
They sat him.
And then he had the big hit, and he had the big hit Sunday. But everybody's getting big hits. Frazier got hot all of a sudden too.
Oh my!
Marte's having.
How about the redhead?
great
No
year.
one talks about
Moran's
the
having
guy
a
with
very
the
good year.
beard.
He's having a good year.
He's almost at 300.
He's got 9,500 RBIs too. But they all are. I mean, that's why Pittsburgh's where they are.
And Melky,
Because they're pitching like it is.
for being a throw-in, a minor league contract. Could he do any better?
He's very happy there because he likes the youth, how they treat him. You know, that's one of the things about the Pirates. We talk
You gotta
all the
give
time.
Glenn Hurdle.
There's a lot of love in that clubhouse. They rally. They went to 30 and 38. I remember people gave up, said, "Oh, there they go, they're done."
No.
Instead, they rallied around it. So both of them, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, exciting that 2 local teams at the All-Star break are right.
I think there would be factors. Let me ask you, would it be fair to say Cleveland's more likely to get a wild card, Pittsburgh has to win the division?
Oh, that's for sure.
Because
No doubt.
Pittsburgh's division. So
Yeah, I think that's the way it is.
And no one's over 500 on the road.
Yeah.
How about if you could run 8 in a row off in Pittsburgh's division?
Yep, you have a chance of getting the lead a little bit. You know, Pittsburgh division's good though. You know, they're good. They're not mediocre. They're good. They're good teams. They beat up each other. Where the rest of those teams, divisions, their lower levels are so bad. Their upper levels are good. There's a drop off.
You know who's on fire too? We have to give a little credit to because they were running a manager out of town, Washington.
Yeah,
they were.
He was gone.
Getting his ticket.
Yeah, he was. That's the truth. That's what they thought. David Martinez, you're gone, and Scherzer has led the way. Plays when he's hurt. Doesn't want to come off the mound, and all of a sudden their young kids start hitting the ball.
How about Scherzer? The other day he stole a base. He
He's
was
a competitor.
practicing his bunting when he broke his nose. Everybody looked at that and got a little bit of a chuckle. I said to myself, wait a minute. He's in that box practicing his bunting. This man is serious.
Yeah, he always has been. They say he's the number 1 competitor in baseball. And he said he was going to pitch the next night, and he did. A lot of people that get a broken nose,
yeah.
they'll sit out.
You're not getting great air.
They'll sit out a week. You know, he went back out. But hitting for Pittsburgh, pitching for Cleveland, the young guys for Cleveland, the missing link is a circle for Pittsburgh. Can their pitching hold up? We'll find out.
Need a 7 and 8. We got the Vasquez at 9. If we can get innings 7 and 8.
Oh, Crick's good. So
Rodriguez
good.
has been ridiculous.
And I'm gonna turn around. George said, I'm not talking about relieving anymore. Their relievers were in place.
Oh, the starters.
They're starters.
Oh,
they're going 4
but
innings.
They're just going like this. I mean,
yeah, they're grab bagging.
You know, well, this guy was in Indiana. Well, let's bring him. Oh, he pitched great. But can you ask him to do it?
Yeah, they've all went down.
The disappointment's Archer.
Yeah, definitely. And they said they're trying different things with him. We're going to find out if he can turn it around or not. He's so important for them to try to turn it around.
Yeah,
yes.
In other words, and the other thing, for the people that just watch it, you know, they don't watch it closely. Like, I have no life. I watch every game. But on a serious note, he's killing the bullpen. Like, you think, well, they won that game they pitched. Yes, they did. But it only went 4 innings, so they had to use 3 or 4 more pitchers.
Oh, yeah, it's happening all the time.
That's what's killing them.
Archer, Brault, and Lyles, all 3 of them do the same thing. So, so by the time the guys on I love it. Why didn't they bring in Crick? Because he pitched 3 out of the last 4 days.
Oh, the guy did that the other day.
They do all the time.
One of those
They
Little League
don't understand
managers, Hermitage Dunkin' Donut managers, said, and Smizik, who's an old salty, remember old Bob
I know Smizik.
He says, here's why, jackass. He said he pitched 34 this night.
Yeah, they couldn't
He
use
said
them.
there was nobody left.
There wasn't. That's what's happening to starting pitching. So I put a circle. I just drew a circle a second ago. Cleveland, I'm sure, is going to be there. Pittsburgh can drop. They can lose 10 games in a row instantly.
We've seen it. We've seen 8.
Because their pitching, starting pitching, is so weak right now. I don't know what to say.
Now, some good news. Tyon threw 60 feet yesterday and fell
Boy, that'd be. We'll talk about.
He's your ace.
Great, yes.
I mean,
that'd be tremendous, George. If that happened.
You throw him in there.
Oh no, that
And
turned.
bro, what happened?
His shoulder, left
Tweak,
shoulder.
that old tweak.
Left shoulder.
Hey, how many tweaks have we seen? Your nephew says it all the time. What is going on with these guys?
And we don't know. We're gonna get a trainer.
Yeah.
We got to talk to a trainer because they're in the best shape of their lives, and they're all going down.
They're not
crazy.
sitting around drinking beers,
No.
smoking cigarettes.
No, it's completely different than it was when we were growing up.
All right, let's talk
Yeah.
NFL camps. They're around the corner. You know what that means. The king. It's coming. No more volunteering nothing. You show up, and you put the blood, sweat, and tears in. By the way, the Hard Knocks will be Oakland. They got to be good for some.
Be laughing at that one. I'll be getting calls because I don't watch it. George does.
Put that on.
George say, "Hey, you got to watch this replay of this one."
Vegas totals are out.
Yep, they're coming out.
Browns, I think the talent says more than 9.5. The head says Kitchens never coached. Will these guys mesh? Because the thing no one talks about with the Browns, they all talk Landry. They all talk LBJ or whatever. But by the way, Mayfield got married over the weekend,
Did he?
so he may settle down a little bit.
That'd be nice.
Really help Roethlisberger. The defense, it's pretty good.
No, defense is good. That's
what
why
I'm saying.
that's why they're giving them 9.5. That's why that's a high one, and they're saying it because they're good on both sides of the
But
ball.
don't you think? Didn't they win 6 or 7 last year?
That's what they won last year. First time they won over.
I used to.
Been over
It was
3.
my automatic under 4 every year.
Yeah, that's a gigantic jump from from 3 to 9.5 in 2 years.
All right, so you're thinking, and you know too, as we sit here, we know the Ravens are going to be easy. We just know, without knowing, there's something about those stinking Ravens. And I know one thing: they don't melt when they come to Pittsburgh.
No, so
Some people melt.
You got those 2 teams in the division that have to go play them. I'll have to look and see the Browns' schedule outside the league.
Oh, tough early.
Well, you know that's
See,
why
they were 3rd, not 4th.
Yeah, 9.5's not as easy as you think if the schedule outside. But as George has told me many times, before the year it looks easy or it looks hard.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you get in there and find these
He's
teams.
not there anymore.
That team's not as good as it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guess game. That 9.5, that's a true guess to me. You have to win 10 games. There aren't a lot of teams win 10 games. No. I mean, every year.
If you do, you're in.
Yes, for
If
sure.
you do, let's talk
Yes.
NCAA football because it's 47 days.
That's more our thing.
And not only that, when we talk about college, we'll have a special. We always have an NCAA special.
Right.
We always have a pro special. The thing we like about college is no rehearsal, no exhibition games, no whatever they call them preseason phony. Flip the coin, we receive. Let's go. It's Miami and Florida week 1.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them coming up, and you know those lesser teams that we call lesser teams. They've now had 6 months to prepare for that team. That if you overlook them, you can beat. Pitt has tried to overlook YSU before, and YSU's
How'd that work out?
Yes, so
Doozer.
these games are real.
Yeah.
These games are real.
Oh, Pittsburgh
They're
has
going to
that
play.
trip game coming. That trip game with Solich. Ohio University. That trip game with Solich.
I'll tell you one though, but they'll be fine. They got to play Virginia first.
Oh, no, but I think they know league game, big deal. Virginia finished strong.
Yes.
You like the guy at Virginia. He's done
Yes.
a nice job.
Yeah.
They're not the same sissy Virginia.
Well, all you know is they're giving a 1.5 to Pitt at
Yeah.
Pitt. At Pitt. So
But-
that tells you.
But
that tells you
the
that.
point is that next week they'll overlook that MAC team.
yes.
And if they do,
Ohio's good.
I'm going to tell you right now, if they overlook them,
They'll
they're
go
getting
out.
beat.
They'll go out for sure.
Without a doubt, I can
Yes.
tell you right
Yeah,
now.
no doubt.
Their totals are out too. You said somebody said that the prevailing, like the public team is Michigan State.
Yeah, that's what they're saying because they're good. They're good on their lines, and they said their schedules in place for them.
Okay.
In that league, I was looking last night for the first time.
They
George.
play Michigan or Ohio State. That's the big thing.
Yes.
See, that's all. You're on that other side, and you don't play them. You're in.
And that's why why I like Minnesota. Minnesota does not play Ohio State or Michigan.
Oh.
and really came
They're
on
rowing the boat.
and really came on
The
last
bowl
year.
game.
Yeah, they come back with 19 guys.
Come back and beat Nebraska. They have.
I like Minnesota.
Let me tell you something I saw. Now that you triggered it, they have the largest percentage of their scoring back in the country.
I like Minnesota.
I think it's 95 plus.
Yeah, they're going to be 6.5,
That's row the
7.5.
boat guy.
They're going to be one of those two. And
All right.
I really, when you don't play Ohio State, Michigan, you're immediately your
can't they beat?
schedule's
Who
better.
can't they beat?
They could be that all of them. Yes.
Exactly. Now, what's our criteria? Share it with everybody.
Well, when we go study it, and we'll be studying hard for our show, we always look at 3 things: the coach, the quarterback, and the schedule. And when
They all go together.
And that's the way we look at it. We value all 3. We think there is something to the schedule. We think there's definitely something to the coach. But more importantly, the biggest one of all, I don't know how these teams try to win without a quarterback, George. And the teams that have one can win. The teams that have a
I
quarterback
saw
can
something
win.
today. Guy says Tennessee's favored in 9 of their games.
Tennessee is.
And I looked, I said, if they play Alabama, they always do first Saturday in October.
Tennessee's favored 9
and they have
games.
Georgia and Florida. It can't.
They must play a lousy schedule.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get me some of that.
I mean, I had no idea. Is Milton healthy? Is Milton come back from Central Florida or not?
I don't know that he'll be back.
He's a difference maker, boy.
No, he's the best. We're going to talk NBA. Here's what happened. About 25, 30 years ago, MLB, they went to sleep. And they didn't do anything to push their game projected to the young people. World Series games at 9 o'clock at night, this, that. The next thing you know, your grandsons. What are they watching now, Poppy? NBA, baby.
Yeah. And they don't even know the teams.
They don't have
They know
to.
the players.
Right.
The NBA has done a great job selling players. Mike Trout, 28 home runs already. I guarantee he walked into Youngstown. He walked down the street at Youngstown.
No.
There'd be people walking right by him, wouldn't know who he was.
No. And he is the modern day
He's
Babe
the best.
Ruth.
Yeah, he is. And so if LeBron took one step out of
One step.
Kevin Durant took one step out of he'd be surrounded by kids instantly. They've done a great job with it.
So let's talk about having your summer games on TV.
Jeez, it is.
What's that tell you?
Yeah, and do people watch them?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They watch.
It's better than fishing, right?
Yeah, they watch more than what my old timer, my buddy old timer is a coach. He'll go to me. Who in the God watches that poker? I said, more people than you think. Don't mess with the poker or the Weather Channel. There's two things you don't mess with in cable TV.
The Weather Channel is
Weather
for sure.
There's nowhere you go that they don't have
I've
the
walked
Weather
into
Channel.
many houses that have the Weather
Yeah.
Channel on.
And, and don't mess with the poker game.
That is funny, poker.
But anyhow, trades finally now that Kawhi, everyone thought he doesn't know what he's doing. He knew what he was doing all right. He told him, he said, we got to work this dude loose from OKC. And
Then I'll come.
And he did. And now all of a sudden, I read a thing today. This guy said, he's got Denver, he's got Utah ahead of the 2 LA teams. That's how balanced they think that West is going to be. It's not automatic.
No, there's no automatic, that's for sure.
Those two are good, but they're not that good.
There's no automatic champ.
No,
there isn't. That's what's the best thing about coming in the NBA this year is there's no automatic champ.
8, 10 teams can win it?
Yes.
We
no
usually
doubt.
say 3.
Yeah, 8, 10.
Don't
no
we say
doubt.
3? He'll sit here and he'll go, just wait till the playoffs. It's
Yes.
Cleveland in the old days with
You
Golden
knew Golden State
State
would be
and
there. Yeah,
whomever.
they got beat up, but they were going to win that thing. Toronto did surprise me. I didn't know Toronto was going to do that.
No, well, wait,
but
nobody
there's 8 to 10 Torontos out there this year. Now, you don't know who's going to win.
Let's talk to this Wimbledon. They got to the 16, and the wheat and the chaff, all of a sudden, whatever, was separated today. The little girl went home.
Coco went home.
Yeah, Coco went home. A bunch of
That's fantastic.
God
You made
bless
this
her,
way.
15 years old. By the
Yes.
way, the young lady from Bethel is in. She won again. Yeah, she's in the semis
Yes.
or the quarters.
That's awesome.
Final
I
eight.
saw it.
That's
the first
very
time she
good.
ever got that far, right?
Yeah. Well, she beat the number one, first American ever to beat the number
She beat the
one
Barwick
seed.
kid. Oh, jeez. I didn't know she beat her.
Well, let's talk about that.
That's tremendous.
Serena's still alive. Anytime Serena's still alive.
If she's in shape at all,
Be careful.
she'll win it.
Be careful. Don't
no, if
body
she's in
shame.
shape at all, she'll win it. She'll win it easily.
No, you could look at her
Yeah,
and
you
see
know,
that Australian
good.
Open, when that heat, she wasn't going to do it.
She's that good, yes.
Let me ask you if you agree. The men, there are 4 or 5 possible winners. You got Djokovic, you got Nadal, you got Federer for sure. And there's someone's in the woods.
Right.
The ladies, I'm flipping a coin, and like if I said if Serena's in shape, she wins.
That's what I say too. And in grass, I will not put Nadal winning Wimbledon. I don't think he's that good enough on grass. I'll throw him out. So I'll have to take Djokovic unless there's somebody who comes in and upsets
He's on
him.
the other side too.
Yeah,
that helps. That's one
have to play the
fewer.
semifinals. Yes, that's right. That's right.
And I know one thing about that Djokovic. He could go day, night, and then day again tomorrow. Like you tell him, we're going to play
shape, you're
5
saying.
hours tonight. We're going to play 5 hours tomorrow, and then we're going to play again tomorrow night. He'd be over there.
Yeah, I would say right now that George brought up a good point. That some of the best conditioned athletes in the world are the tennis players. They don't get enough credit for
Is
that.
he lean?
5.5 hours they go.
Albert, I would say I would put money on he doesn't have 4% body fat.
He does. He looks like that way.
No, he doesn't
You don't see any,
appear
do you?
to have any.
No.
No, I agree. It's amazing. Soccer, hats off. Say what you want. that is as dominant a performance. The goals are the most ever. The deficits, whatever. Call it what you want. The T, a lot of people didn't like the, Michael moonwalk up 10-0. They didn't need it, but the bottom line is those women are good.
Yeah, they're the best team, and
by a mile.
Yeah, so I think there's only 4 or 5 teams that are good. Mm-hmm. So they cannot get upset before the way by those other teams.
Right,
and they're that great. The soccer teams and the girls soccer team in America is really a tremendous team. I'm waiting for the boys to catch up someday. I don't know how they don't.
Doesn't seem.
But the girls are the dominant
Let's talk
team.
about it. They were going to go to court for equal pay, and this I think now it's moot. There isn't anyone in their right mind who's not.
They're going to give it to them.
That particular, it was the timing of it.
Okay.
In other words,
sometimes that's in life. That's what happens. Yes.
Could you come at a better time?
Right.
The men stink. They get knocked out by Mexico again, and the girls have won 4 of the 8.
Yeah.
It's just perfect timing.
I don't know the revenue. Somebody on the other side will be. I have no idea about how much the boys' revenue brings in compared to the girls.
Double. But I mean,
I'm not sure about that.
What they were making.
Yeah.
Okay, we had about 4 minutes. Let's talk some miscellaneous items. The so-called experts. Now, there's whiffing. Then there's whiffing. Those boys whiffed. And on Kawhi, it's not even funny. Jalen Rose got on TV. He's 95% sure he's going to the Lakers. Stephen A., Mr. Big Mouth, he's 95. They were all 95 sure, and no one knew but us on the coach's corner. We got it on that morning on the radio. Sheer luck, but we got it.
I don't understand who their sources are, because they always say they have a source.
Yeah.
And some of their sources either lied, or some of their sources...
Or they don't have sources.
Or something went down wrong.
Yep.
Because whatever they said, about 7 of them, they went different ways. And you get paid all those millions of dollars to come on the show. You better get at least one right. They didn't get any right.
No, they had KD. They were going to the Knicks.
Yes.
And they had Paul George. He wasn't going. And
no, they didn't mention Paul George.
No.
They didn't mention him at all.
I mix up him and Jimmy Butler, and I don't know why. Why do I mix them up?
I don't know.
No reason.
I don't know that.
But anyhow, the NBA, the contracts and the league seems like it's friendlier to players. Like he says he wants to leave, and they accommodate him. This guy said on Twitter the other day, so you try that in the NFL, you'll be playing for Buffalo in the morning.
It's a fact.
Remember Jim Ringo, or one of those Green Bay.
Yes.
He told Vince he wanted more money. Vince says, "Okay, I'll take care of it." Next day, so you were traded to.
You can make more money over there because we'll win without you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true though. But the NBA is that kind of league.
Players
They like power teams in certain places. Okay. And one of the places was I told you, George, on this show. It was all set up for the Lakers. Don't think it ain't set up. Don't think they're not getting 2 more guys that are going to go low salary.
Cap guys just to get a ring.
Yes,
they
want that ring.
You said
it's happening.
How about Joe Madden the other day pretending to? He thought that he was Ken Shamrock. The world's wish he'd have let him over. Clint would have got a hold of him for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Madden just has that showmanship in him. He likes to be seen.
Oh. Look at me.
Yes, I thought this one was well thought of because Cubs are playing poor baseball.
Right.
Try to get him revved up.
Right.
But I wish you're right. I wish I let him go meet Hurdle. Hurdle's 50 pounds heavier, about 7 inches taller. It'll be a kill job.
Clint's built like what he was.
Yes.
Clint was
He's a big man.
A bonus baby.
He can headbutt him and kill him. That's what he is. Yes.
Doubt.
Yes.
We got under a minute. Zion. Is this a harbinger of thing, or is it just a knee to knee and don't put anything to it?
Don't put anything to it at all. They got to show what he could do. Okay. Fans are all thirsting for what he can do.
Okay.
Get ready for a Zion special because he's going to be the player. They're going to give him the ball 1,000 times in New Orleans. It's going to be a fun year for Zion in New Orleans, no question.
So you just think there's nothing to that?
No, nothing at all.
It's just a sheer coincidence he banged knees in the thing and Duke was a shoe blowing up.
Yeah, I do.
Don't think any more about it.
No, I don't. And I really think that they ain't going to take any chances either.
He
could have played the next day, and he said, "Oh, we're taking any chances."
Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.